Yo, once again, we are back at the lunch table, everybody. Food for thought. My name is Nico Blitz. Happy to see you guys on my Facebook page, especially my Twitch page, and also the YouTube page, youtube.com/the lunch table. This is always the part before the interview, so we wait for people to come in and whatnot. Today is actually a crazy day. I woke up and immediately I had to go get a COVID test, because I do like my weekly COVID checks and whatnot. And I was listening to the radio for probably like an hour, close to an hour and a half, nothing but like NPR, so on and so forth. And I mean, it's 7 p.m. on Wednesday, 11/4/2020. All I can really say is this morning it was saying we were looking good. We were looking really good. So I just want to keep that in mind and keep these positive spirits for all of us going. Anyways, shout out to my next guest. This man literally does everything. I think I've seen him at so many events just talking to people, networking, from like his modeling to acting to music, now to writing books. His latest book, which dropped back in summer, called My Truth. Shout out to my next guest, man. Don Benjamin, the king.
Yo,
What's poppin', bro?
what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling good about the election right now. You feel me? I just had some food. We good to go.
You got 4 points away or what?
Bruh. So what was the craziest thing I saw? I want to say it was in like Wisconsin or something, right? Where two counties were literally decided by one vote.
That's nuts. By one vote.
And by one vote. And I saw it like right in front of me. And I told myself, like, yo, this is why people cannot say your vote doesn't count.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. Like it could literally it comes down to that, bro. It'd be the people that sit at home, because what happens is you sit at home and be like, oh well, my vote ain't gonna really matter. But then imagine if 1,000 other people say that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And before you know it, bro, it's those 1,000 people that really sway the decision. So yeah, bro, it's crazy how that works.
I mean, even to think about it, like California is a blue state. But if all of us were just like, well, California is a blue state anyway, and then
Right.
one day it just flips and turns red, we finna be like, bro, we just fucked this whole shit up.
For real.
But were you a huge advocate these past couple of months for like voting?
I was, man. I've been trying to be a part of a few campaigns, few things. It's just like we have this right, and a lot of people take it for granted, and I haven't been big on like forcing people one direction more than the other, but I've just been forcing people to like, yo, use your voice, be heard, you know what I'm saying? Like pay attention to what's going on in the world, and be a part of the difference, be a part of the change.
Mm.
'Cause so many people complain about the position we're in as Americans, but yet they don't want to go out and do the simple thing that we can do, which is vote. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been an advocate for sure.
My girl was actually crying last night, bro, because she was like, I don't think I can stand another 4 years of this happening. And so I told her, I was like, well, what is it that you think like you can do? She's like, I don't think voting is enough for me.
Right.
And I said, you know what? If you don't think voting is enough for you, then there's so many other things you could do. You can pop up with organizations and build together with people.
Right.
And you could, I mean, it's kind of a long shot, but you can also run to be a politician.
Right.
To think that
The
to
way I
think
look at it, bro, it's weird because I look at it like no matter who's in office, like I still have to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying?
that,
Like no matter who is in office, I'm 33 years old, and every term, I still had to do what I had to do to survive when I was struggling on food stamps to now that I'm making money and working in a you know what I'm saying, self sufficient. Like every level, I have to worry about myself first, but I have to keep in mind that like there's people in certain positions that are relying on the government for assistance. There's people that are, there's people for different categories. So it's selfish to just be like, oh, well, I got to do me regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
in essence, we do as people, like, no matter who's president, bro, like, you still have to wake up and do your day job. I still got to wake up and go work and hustle and make some money. But the policies that are put into place are very beneficial. You know what I'm saying? They can sway lifestyles. They can sway, your sex, your like decision on who you're dating. Like there's little things that definitely can make a difference depending on who's in office. So it's important to go and get out and kind of like help guide things in a certain direction for sure.
So in terms of like relationships, whether they be like interpersonal or just like, like friends or family and whatnot, have you had to cut somebody off based off their political views?
Nah, I don't take it that deep, man.
Okay.
I don't.
Nah, I haven't either, honestly.
I mean, some people do, yo. Like some people really do. I'm not gonna lie. Like my mom hates Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I have some family members who vote who are like for him. And it's not necessarily the reason they're for him is more policies. The reason my mother hates him is for all of the personality traits and the things that he's done. You know what I'm saying? So they were literally like butting heads, and I had to tell my mom and then like, yo, y'all are family. Like, y'all can't be fighting over this. Like, you gotta set it aside, and it's crazy how people are like really tearing their families apart, bro, over this.
Yeah, man. One thing that I did see yesterday amidst all the elections and whatnot was that, at the end of the day, I think we should all remember to respect and love our family members and friends that we consider family for their decisions. Because the more we create hatred in this world, bro, is the more we just continue to divide this country.
Listen, I'm not gonna hate nobody, but you can't help but to look at somebody different based off of who they're supporting. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I look at it. Like you're my family, you're my friend, but what are the reasons you're supporting somebody? And now I can kind of base my judgment on you off of that, the reasons you're supporting somebody. So, it's a crazy time we live in, bro. Like 2020, like we're in the craziest time in the history books, bro. I don't know if there's gonna be a crazier year.
I mean, between the elections happening right now and also COVID, obviously, like how have you been dealing with COVID? I mean, you obviously came out with the book, but like, on a personal basis, how have you been keeping your spirits alive during COVID?
For me, this has honestly been like my highest spiritual point in my life. Like I've been in like the most touch with myself. You feel me?
Bro, thank you, because I feel the exact same way, bro. Yeah. We got so much time right now to just seek whatever's in ourselves and all our troubles. And that's what I've been telling people this whole time, dog.
Yeah, and it's people are either going two ways right now. Is they're either like you said, we're living in ourself, we're finding our true self, and we're like, okay, I'm gonna work on some things, I'm gonna get like in tune with the universe and with whatever God I believe in, or people are like getting more depressed and stressed out, and they're like, I'm gonna just start drinking more and smoking more, and so it's like, what route are you gonna take? And it's fun, it's crazy to see like the direction that people are heading through this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, bro.
I think people tend to focus on the energy that's also around them too. Because if you're around that energy that doesn't want to work hard and hustle, you're going to end up just falling back during this time. Because truthfully, I think we're going to be in this time for at least a couple more months. And it's like, bro, that means you got 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 months to still make a change in yourself, because you're never going to get a time like this again.
For real. Yeah, honestly. And once things get back going, it's going to go fast, like faster than before, because I feel like people are going to be playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, right now I've been telling people like utilize this time, man. Get in tune with yourself, like be at peace with yourself first and foremost, and once you do that, like anything else going around, it doesn't affect you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in this, like I'm in like a little bubble right now, so it's like nothing's affecting me, bro. I feel good.
Yeah. So it's a funny story, because I literally got a haircut right before this, right?
I need a haircut bad, bro. That's the one thing I've been looking for, a barber.
Bro, how long you been growing it for?
I mean, it's not super long, but I've been cutting my own hair through quarantine, but I'm getting tired of cutting my own hair, man. I need a haircut, like a good one.
You know, the barber just get like the little edges that you can't get sometimes.
You got a clean cut though.
So the funny story is that my barber shop is actually adjacent to the place where you get your merchandise.
Oh, at the barbershop right there.
Right there.
Oh, that's crazy,
California.
bro. Yeah.
So my barber was like, "Yo, did you just finish your interview with Don Benjamin?" I'm like, "No, bro, I'm getting the haircut for this interview." He's like, "Bro, he goes right there." But aside from that, he was telling me like, "Hey, the good thing about Don is that whenever he's here, he always comes with like good energy. He's always saying what's up to everybody."
Mm-hmm.
And for me, the first person to really emanate that energy when I got into the music industry was Eric Bellinger.
That's my guy.
Yeah. So, the energy that I'm feeling off of you and the energy that I'm feeling off of Eric is the same. It's very humbling. So, you being like this superstar in the world, bro, like what keeps you so humbled at the end of the day?
I don't really look at myself like that, bro. I just look at myself as like a regular person that's just blessed enough to be able to do what I love to do. And I don't know if it comes from like my mother tries to keep me like grounded, coming from like Minnesota. Like most people that come from Minnesota are just like naturally humble people. But I just try to really like I try not to put myself on any like level above anybody else, bro. Like we're all people. I'm just blessed to be able to be following my dreams, man. I just work really hard. So I think that's key. And I'm a people person, man. I like talking to people. I like, what I'm saying, getting to feel people's vibes and stuff. So that's it for me.
I mean, that's really what it is, bro. Like I hate meeting people who are just so like stuck up. Where it's like, bro, like I know you do A, B, and C, but it's like at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
That's
And
it,
I
bro.
think that's what builds the stigma for people who aren't in the entertainment industry, where they see people like yourself, or they just see a celebrity and be like, yo, I wonder if this person's an asshole in real life.
Right. And it's crazy too, because for me, I think when I first moved to LA, like I had met a couple really big celebrities that I was like fans of, like Die Hard. And when I met them, the energy just like was so like arrogant. Like I asked for a picture, I couldn't get a picture. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, bro, because I was so excited to meet this person. And so I told myself, like, if I ever get any kind of fame, like no matter what scale, I always want to be like aware of people. I want to like acknowledge people. I want to make it so that I come off friendly, because I never want to cause those feelings to anybody else, because it sucks, bro. Like no matter how big, whether I'm a fashion model or if I'm Denzel Washington, if somebody like is a fan of me or they follow me on social media, it's natural to get these like an excitement when you finally see somebody in person that you've seen on social media or TV. And so I try to keep it like as cool as possible, because I know for me, when I was in that situation, to get shut down, bro, it's like the most like you feel broken, like you feel like you're less than somebody, and nobody's less than nobody else. So I was like, I never want to cause that to nobody, bro, because it sucks.
Yeah, bro, that shit sucks, man. When you feel like you're getting belittled because of like status.
Yeah, bro, it sucks. It's stupid.
So, like, did you grow up in church?
I did, yeah, I did. Yeah, my mother and father had me in church.
See, and I feel like it's a lot of the church background that you have that kind of helps instill that too.
I want to say it is. It definitely for me is, but I think it's just people, bro. Because I know some celebrities that go to church on the regular, but they will be arrogant and rude. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just the person, bro. They have to. I feel like what happens is a lot of celebrities, people that reach fame, they like weren't the coolest people in school, and they kind of had these issues where they weren't accepted. So when they finally get that fame, they kind of feel like they got a chip on their shoulder, and they feel like they're better than people now, and they're like, oh no, I'm not messing with you. Like that's kind of like what I think my perception is.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but that's what I'm like, yo, it has to be like they weren't the cool kid in school, and now they feel like they got a boss up on everybody.
So were you the popular guy in high school?
I was, bro. I was like, I've been cool since shoestrings, bro.
There you go. There you go. You know, in high school, they always ask us at the end of it, like, what is it that you really want to be, like when you grow up? And even when we're kids, bro, like, you know, we're asked, what do you want to be? It's like, I want to be a fireman. I want to be a policeman. I want to be an astronaut. Da da da. Did you ever imagine, like, when you were young, or even when you were in high school, that you would be doing? I mean, between modeling and music and acting, did you even imagine any of this growing up?
Nah, bro. I thought for sure I was gonna be in the NBA. Like that was my only. Like I literally played basketball from sun up to sundown. Like that was my only option, bro. And then after I graduated high school, it switched up. But yeah, that was it. I was like, if somebody asked me, I'm like, yo, I'm going to the NBA. That's it. I'm going to the league.
Bro, somebody must have just crossed you hella hard.
And broke my dreams. Nah, bro. You know what?
Broke.
You know what happened is, man, it's funny enough is my grades were not good. So I had some offers for college and I didn't take my ACT seriously. And so the schools that I wanted to go to, they told me I had to go to some junior colleges for a year. And I had a couple I had some D2 offers in like Iowa and South Dakota. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to these random cities. Like I would rather just not play ball. And so that's what ended it for me is I didn't get the grades that I needed. And then that's when I was like, well, shoot, I'm about to go to LA and pursue entertainment.
Did you even have a plan when you moved out to LA?
I didn't, bro. I met this girl. I came out to visit a cousin of mine and I met this girl at the club. I went to the club with some people that I met on MySpace.
Bro, that's crazy.
MySpace, bro. I met a girl on MySpace, and then I ended up meeting a different girl while I was at the club, and I ended up hitting it off with this girl, and I ended up moving back out to LA just to be with this girl and like pursue like acting and modeling. But I had like no plan. I was like, I'm just gonna come out and figure it out. It was crazy.
So then what was your first way in?
Well, my first way in, when I first came out, I started doing background work on like TV shows and movies. And so after doing that, I got connected with somebody who plugged me in with like an acting agent. And so that was like my grind for like 7 years. Like I would get like $60 to go on the set of like a movie or a TV show and just be in the background acting like I was doing stuff. And that was it, bro. Hoping that I'd get discovered by one of the directors and hope that I'd get like a speaking role. It never came. And then after that, I went on Top Model in 2013. That was like what set me off. But yeah, the first 7 years was, whew.
Bruh, 7 years, dog. You know, I talk to a lot of people and they be talking to me about like, man, I've been doing this for like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I'm like, bruh, like, you know, that's kind of just like the baby steps.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I think even 7 is still like in that.
Even 7, like honestly, it's usually I think they say like 10 to 12 is like the window of like what it takes. But you know, there are other people who get it within like 2 to 5. But yeah, 7, like it was a grind for 7 years, bro. Like struggling, living with friends, living with my ex girl, like just like every year, like yo, I got to go back to Minnesota. Like I can't make it here, bro. It's too hard. And then I'll just stick it out.
What do you think was like because, you know, I'm from the Bay Area and I'm out here over in LA. And then I'll have moments where I'm just like, fuck, like, I mean, I feel like I should just go back because of everything happening in my life right now. But like, did you ever have like that lowest point within those 7 years?
Oh my God, bro. I had so many points where like, I remember times, dog, where I lived with 4 of my boys in a 1-bedroom apartment in Long Beach, and like literally, bro, like we were so broke. Like we would play NBA. It was like NBA Live, and we would play NBA Live, and whoever lost had to buy the other one like $1 slice of pizza, and like that's literally how we would decide who was gonna eat. Like you went to sleep, like a couple people wasn't eating at night. That was it, and so. Like we was that bro, like oatmeal cream pies, $1 slices of pizza. And I remember just sitting like in the room, bro, just like crying to my boy, like, we got to go back to Minnesota, bro. Like, this ain't it. Like, we could go get a regular job, because we was like applying for jobs. We was like trying and we couldn't get hired nowhere. Like, it was struck, bro. There was so many times where I called my mother, like, I got to come home. This ain't it. And then I would kind of just wake up like, I would rather be here broke, struggling, than back in Minnesota, you know what I'm saying? Like, knowing that I gave up on my dreams, knowing that like I settled for a regular job, not knocking a regular job for anybody that works it, but it wasn't like, that wasn't what I seen for my future. And so I knew if I went back, I would be miserable either. So I was like, I'd rather be miserable and broke in LA than miserable in Minnesota working a job.
I feel you, bro. You know, my mom is actually watching this interview right now. And I'll be the first to tell you, bro, like she used to call me like so many times saying like, oh, you know, like when you coming back, like, you know, you can always, you know, move back here if things aren't working out. And not that I took it as a jab, but then I looked at it more so as kind of like fuel.
Yeah.
So like, okay, then I do have something to lose. Like, because the fact that like I'm really struggling out here in LA and I end up you know, making the name for myself that I've currently created, it's kind of like, man, the second I go back home, I can relax. But if I feel like I'm there for too long, or if I feel like I completely moved back, it's like, why did I spend all that time over there for?
Right. For sure, bro. When I go back to Minnesota, it's like after 2-3 days, like I'm like, I gotta get back to LA. And it's funny because like with my mom pushing me, like whenever I call her, and she would be like, no, stay out there. I thought that she was just trying to motivate me, but then I realized like she needed me to get on so I could move her out here because she didn't want to be in Minnesota. She was like, no, you're not coming back because eventually I'm gonna be out there.
She's like, man, look, all we got is the Timberwolves out here. What you mean?
Right. She's like, stay out there and I'm gonna be out there soon.
Facts, bro. So, you know, like you've had like a long lasting career, again, from like the acting to the modeling. You've done music in the past before. You're currently doing new music now, but you know, I do want to talk about your book, My Truth, which just dropped over the summer. And it's kind of interesting just reading the synopsis of the book itself, because, you know, it talks about like unfaithfulness, whether it be like in real life, like your personal relationships, and also in music. And from a sense too, like you also talk about like masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I wanted to ask you, bro, because there is like this conversation that's ongoing, like define masculinity, because there's two ways people really go about it. One, masculinity, obviously, you know, like the big macho dude, I'm gonna pay for everything, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but also not be in their feelings.
Yeah.
For me personally, I feel like masculinity comes with also being in your feelings, also being able to own up to how you feel and translating that to your partner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think masculinity, bro, is like you said, I think masculinity is being okay with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to set your pride aside and your ego aside is true masculinity, honestly, because we're brought up to think like men shouldn't cry, men should be tough all the time, men should this, men should that. And yeah, we should be the stronghold for our relationship. We should be strong, but we got feelings too, and I feel like you should be able to express those feelings and then figure out how to get up and fight through it. But a lot of times we're just told to just bottle them in, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not supposed to show your emotions, you're not supposed to be vulnerable or talk about these things. So masculinity to me is being okay with all of that stuff. Like, yeah, I'm strong, but shit, I have feelings too. I break down sometimes, and then I can pick myself back up and move on. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think it takes a strong person to really own up to their feelings.
For sure, for sure. And it comes with, you know, it. I had a great talk with a buddy of mine the other day, and he was like, I feel like for men, it's either us hitting rock bottom in a relationship or hitting rock bottom with our finances. But those are like the only two things that like make us like get in tune with our true self and feelings.
Yeah. You know, I have talks with my girl about this, and you know, my homies is just that like currently I'm in the easiest relationship I've ever been in, bro.
That's
And it's simply because we are 100% transparent with each other. Like if I'm not feeling in the mood, or if I'm like, yo, I just really need some time to myself right now, or like, yo, I kind of need you to like go over there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm allowed to like say that, and she's also allowed to say that too. And so I've really just come to the conclusion, bro, that like the more transparent you are with your partner, the easier it is to continue that relationship.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, communication is everything. Transparency is everything. And I think I'm speaking on what I think, but I feel like that's what women want. Like once their man is transparent and open to talk, I feel like it makes things a lot easier with them, because women just want to talk, bro. That's like they want us to open up. They're like, yo, just open up, just talk to me, you know? And so if you can do that with your woman, I feel like you're gonna win. Because a lot of times we're like, damn, I can't say nothing to her, she gonna get mad. When really she's like, she wants you to say how you feeling.
Yeah, and that's really it at the end of the day. I mean, I promise you, like all the dudes in here tuned in from Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, bro, like look, you just say what's on your chest, it's easy.
I mean, don't say everything. Like there's some things you might get in trouble for, but but for the most part, like be open with your girl and let her know. Like you just gotta let your girl know, like, yo, look, like let's be able to talk through our situations. Like I don't like arguing, I don't like to fight. I would rather, like, if I get mad, like there's no sense of us going to sleep mad at each other and then wake up the next day mad. Like let's figure out a solution to this and move forward. Like I feel like all that energy, bro, it just builds up and builds up, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And then that's when you have like one big ass argument, like on, I don't know, year 3.
Right.
About some petty ass shit that happened in year 1. It's
right.
Like, bro, you could have said that, you should have got this shit off your chest.
Year 1?
You tripping off that shit?
Right.
Bruh. I gotta ask you, like, do you ever look back? Because I do this. Do you ever look back at your past relationships and kind of compare the person you are from back then to who you are now, and see, like, you kind of like see how you've evolved as a human being?
You know, it's funny because I never did that, but top of this year when I started to write my book, I had to do that. I had to sit down and like evaluate myself and be like, where have I grown in like how I handle relationships, and what have I been doing the same that has either been healthy or unhealthy? But I just did all that for the first time this year. Like before, I kind of would just move on and move forward and not really think twice about it.
So where have you grown?
I've grown, bro. I've grown it with my patience. Like I used to be very impatient. I'm a Taurus, so it was like my way or the highway. Now I'm like very patient. I'm more open to like understanding and being at fault for something and being okay with like taking the blame and letting it go. I've learned how to overcome like different temptations. You know, like in my past relationships, I would let the temptations get the best of me. Now I understand how to get control of temptations. Compromising, again, like in a relationship, that's like the number one thing is compromising. Like with us, it's like I'm going with my boys today and that's it. But it's like in a relationship, you got to compromise and do things for your relationship, do things for your woman.
Yeah.
And these are like things that I had to learn like through long-term relationships, through growth and just getting older, I feel like, you know?
Bro, we every single Sunday on Twitch, I have a DJ stream called Simp Sessions. So I play nothing but R&B music, bro. And so a lot of people who are new to the channel, they come in and they be like, yo, what's a simp? What's a simp? And I'm like, I think there's levels to simpiness. First of all, I think that a simp is somebody who is in their feelings and will do something out of the ordinary for their partner.
Yeah.
Basically, you don't do that same shit for everybody.
Right.
But before we get into the levels, how would you define a simp?
I mean, it's funny because it used to be like if you was talking to your girl all day, or if you spending too much time with your girl, then you're a simp. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird because it's like with maturity, you realize like if that's your life partner, that's who you are gonna spend majority of your time with. So you know, but early on, it's like, you know, if it, I don't, it's such a hard thing. Like as a simp now, it's like, I don't know, bro. I guess you still have to have some kind of control in your relationship. You have to be able to speak what you want, like you said, speak what's on your mind. And I feel like to me, a simp is like somebody who can't really speak up in their relationship.
Mm.
I
I
don't
think
know.
that.
I don't know if that's off this description or not, but that's kind of what I picture it.
Oh no, I get you, bro. I mean, I think that goes back to like the levels that I was talking about earlier, because I think like so I use this analogy all the time. It's like, you know, say your boys, right? Let's say they wanted to watch the Lakers versus Minnesota game. They're
Right.
like, you got 4 tickets, Don, you in? You like, yeah. And then last minute your girl's like, yo, you know, can we just eat tonight? And then you just like, yo, I gotta pass up on this Lakers game. I gotta eat with my girl.
Yeah, that's right. And that's
Bro, I
what
think
I'm
that's
saying,
like the highest level of
yeah,
simp.
and that's what I'm saying. Like if you can't do like certain things that you want to do, like then that's simping. Like if you know damn well you want to go to that Lakers game, like you should be able to be like, baby, I'm about to go to this game, and she should know like he don't play when it comes to his Lakers. He going to that game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But some girls, bro, they'll test you to see what kind of control they can get. Like
bruh.
be like, oh, be like, well, I want to eat, and then if you be like, all right, we gonna eat, then they like, oh yeah, okay, I'm running it.
Is that shady? Is that hella shady? If like, because you know there's obviously that discussion of like the imbalance between like masculine and feminine power.
Yeah,
So is that shady to know like if a woman wants to know how much control they have over you? Like, is that wrong?
it's hella wrong, bro. But I feel like these are like things that you go through in the early stages of a relationship, like
Mm,
gauging if you're meant to be with this person or not. Because, like you said, like your relationship is so easy flowing, and that's how it should be. Like if you have to feel like you're in a power control, like a power fight in your relationship, or you know what I'm saying, there's these things that are off balance, then more likely than none, it's only gonna get worse as y'all
mm,
go along. It's not gonna get better. Like usually a relationship is easygoing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then like as y'all get older, y'all have these things. But if you're starting off with a tug of war, it's like, damn, like you only a year in and y'all having a tug of war already.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it really shouldn't be that way. Like, this is how I like to put it, bro. Like, I think that an ideal relationship, you should have already two happy people put together, and then
Mm-hmm.
that should enhance both people's happiness. And
Mm-hmm.
then all the problems come from like real life shit. Like, yo, I'm trying to move out to LA. Like, yo, I'm trying to do this with my career and so on and so forth. I feel like a healthy relationship, even if you break up on basis of I need to do something else with my life, I think that's a really healthy breakup too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like my last couple breakups, well, my last breakup, we ended on good terms. Like we just decided like, look, let's end this, be on friendly terms so it doesn't get nasty, and go about our business. And this past relationship where like I speak on in my book, like yeah, it ended kind of rough, but we still are on good terms. It's not like I hate you, or whatever the case. And I feel like, man, honestly, it's just, you know, relationships is crazy, bro, because it's deep. It's all about us. Like you said, like you have to come into a relationship whole. And that's what I kind of learn and talk about in my book, because no matter how much you care about somebody else, if you ain't working on yourself,
Mm,
there's always going to be those issues in the relationship. The power struggle comes from, you know, any lack of confidence and so forth. So these are things that people need to work on themselves. And it's like as we get older, and I'm 33, I'm able to now talk to the younger generation and kind of like give them this advice, you know, that I never got. Like nobody ever told me like, yo, bro, like make sure you're working on certain things for yourself before you get into a relationship. Otherwise, you're gonna have some issues that you face. And so it's real. Like, you don't realize it, but it's real. Like, you really have to work on things and get to know yourself as much as possible. So that way you go into a relationship and you can talk about these things, you can pinpoint it and diffuse as many issues as you may arise.
Man, amen to that, man. Don Benjamin out for the kids, you know,
You know what I'm
making sure they get their knowledge and whatnot. What really inspired you to like? What was that turning point for you to write the book, or your book, My Truth?
My breakup this year, bro. Like, my breakup shook me up. I was supposed to be getting married this year. Like, I literally had my mind set on marriage and possibly having a kid, and to have all that end, it just kind of woke me up where I was like, man, I need to take a step back and look and see how I'm maneuvering, and am I really maneuvering in a way that's not healthy, or was it them? You know what I'm saying? And once I realized like I had some issues that I needed to deal with, I talked to my life coach, and he was like, man, this is the perfect time for you to write that book that you've been wanting to write. And he said a lot of people, you know, can use these struggles that you're going through. And he was like, a lot of people can use this if you put it in a word form. And so I just got to writing, bro. And it was like therapy for me, to heal and get through some things that I needed to get through. And by doing that, it was also able to touch a lot of people. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shit, it was a #1 bestseller, man. How does that feel?
Crazy, bro. I feel like an old rich white man now.
Like, Mama, we going platinum with the book.
Going platinum with the books. It's weird, bro. It's weird to be able to call myself a best-selling author. Like, I never like would have thought that. It's really crazy.
I know, bro. What's the next venture for you?
Man, I'm just on like a really like helping other people reach new levels while I'm reaching new levels. So like I got a model course that I'm putting out this week.
Right.
To kind of just give all the knowledge that I've learned in this industry, because people are always hitting me up asking about how to break into the industry. So I have like a course that kind of just runs through everything that I know. And then I'm working on a film. We're supposed to be filming in January. So I created it, I co-produced, executive produced it, I'm starring in it. So I'm super excited about this, bro. This is probably gonna be like one of my biggest projects to date. But yeah.
And also coming out of like one of the most the best like personal years from what it sounds like.
Yes, man. For sure.
You know, I do gotta ask because like a modeling course, that's not something that I'm necessarily hip to. You know, I never really had like dreams of like being a model or whatnot. So it's like what exactly, like what's the first step to be a model?
So it's not like go to class, take this course, take this test. It's more so just like A to Z on how I can help you break into the industry. So from the requirements that agencies are looking for to how to prepare to become a model, like how to transform yourself. You know, before I started modeling, I was like 185 pounds, a little bit heavier. I dropped like 25 pounds and got really thin because high fashion models are super thin, right? So like little things like that to, you know, there's a bunch of tips in the course, bro, that I kind of from A to Z help people transform into a model, where to look to go get signed, how to get your portfolio together, how to walk the runway, how to pose some of my go-to poses, how to hit like easy poses. So I have kind of a bunch of stuff in this course, and it's not like a super long course, but it's to the point, and it hits some key points that I feel like a lot of people could use that they're not getting this knowledge.
Damn, bro. I really like that, man, because you know, as you were saying earlier too, like there's less and less people sharing the knowledge of how to really break through this stuff.
I mean, bro, when I came to LA, I had zero help on how to become a model. I had zero help on how to become an actor. Like nobody told me how to break into social media. Like all of these things I had to like figure it out and learn on my own. So my mentor told me, he was like, bro, mentors are here to help other people not have to take those losses and figure things out. We're here to kind of set them on the right path to the victory that they're trying to reach. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like I never had no model like I'm cool with Tyson Bedford now, but back in the day when I wanted a model, I had no ways to get to Tyson and be like, yo, how do I become a model? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just blessed to be able to kind of like share any knowledge that I do have, like writing my book. Like my mentor, I took a course that he had written on how to write a book. That's what helped me write my book. Without the course, I wouldn't have known how to write a book. You know what I'm saying?
And then he made the #1 bestseller.
I made a #1 bestseller, so it shows that his course worked. Like I better be the #1 testimonial on his course site.
Facts, bro. Yo, we actually have a comment over here in the Discord from Nakara Kata. What can you show us your favorite model pose?
My favorite model pose? My favorite model pose is like the look off. So it's like that's like my favorite model pose, just the look off.
Okay. Bro, I'm gonna have to steal that because you know, when I be taking like photos with merchandise and whatnot, I just be like, because you know, Bay Area dudes, we just pose like this.
Right, y'all pose like that. Nah, you gotta
like this.
The hands to the side, bro. Either hands to the side and look off, or like a slight, like you got something on your lip and look off.
All right, hold on. Wait, I gotta try this. Hold up, bro.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
All right, so we got that. All right, now what?
And now you look off like slightly in the distance, like you see somebody that owes you money, right? Bow, and then hand on the chin. Boom. Easy money.
Easy money.
Some black and white filter. Throw a black and white filter on it. That's a campaign ad. Right?
Yo, there you go, man. Yo, Don, before we get out of here, bro, I want to ask you like a quick round of just some questions, man. It all pertains to songs.
Okay.
Literally, I have somebody in here who is going on a first date tonight. So on my stream prior to this, I was playing nothing but like first date, second date, third date type of music type stuff. So let's say you're going on a first date. What song do you think of?
First song on a first date. I'm gonna probably throw on like first date. You don't want to be too aggressive first date.
Okay.
Maybe like I don't know, some Bryson Tiller or
some trap soul.
Maybe some trap soul, you know.
Yo, they be getting on me because I was playing Pony and I was like, yeah, this is for like, if you're on the first date and you're trying to be hella aggressive.
Right. If you're trying to be hella aggressive, I'm gonna throw some Tank on. That can we.
Bruh. What about Makeup Sex song?
Damn, Makeup. Whew. That's a good question. Makeup. How about? I mean, I like Genuine, but I'm more of like I like old school music, so I'm throwing some Genuine, some Boys to Men. You know that you know what that a good makeup song, bro, is I'm blanking, but I was just listening to it the other day. It's Can we just get married? I just want to get married.
Let's Get Married, like the original version or the remake?
Yeah, bro, that's like the makeup song because it's like you start talking about marriage, bro. It's like they start to rethink some things.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the next song I have after that is what would you think of as like your wedding song?
Oh, wedding song. I want like some Bruno Mars or something for my wedding song.
Okay. You going with the typical marriage playlist. I see you, bro.
The typical marriage playlist.
What about a breakup song?
Probably Big Sean. I don't fuck with you.
Bro, that was the most high tempo shit that you selected.
The biggest breakup song ever.
Yo, man, Don Benjamin, My Truth, his book is out right now. Where can everybody find it, my brother?
My Truth, available on Amazon, on Barnes and Nobles. I got some signed copies on my website. It's donbenjamin.com. Either way, it's out there for you. Please get it. Share it with as many people as you know that are going through any relationship issues. It'll touch their soul. I promise you.
There you go, man. Well, this is the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. My Truth out now, and that modeling course coming this week. Is coming this week?
Yeah, I'm dropping it Friday.
Oh, there you go. Soon enough. Maybe you can be a model for 2021. Don Benjamin, everybody.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. It's always good to talk.
I appreciate you too, my brother. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.